take over the rest of the meeting? Thank God.
Sergeant at Arms.
Yes, exactly. Well, hello. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good.
Nice to have you back.
Hey. Nice to be back. Yeah, more importantly, Daniel. Always a louder cheer for Daniel. Always a louder cheer. Exactly. Exactly.
Better looking than you.
Yes, sir.
This was delivered earlier, and I have no idea who brought it. It's for you. It's a wine bottle just for you,
Oh, wow.
and it's I don't know what's inside.
Whoa, it's a big day. Brad is here. Special vintage. Longstaff Blues. Those that stay till the end of the meeting get to have a little cup of that, all right? All right, yeah. Moe Anderson approved, right?
Yes.
Right.
$25 a cup.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. So glad to be back. This is an amazing office. You're going to hear some of the numbers about why you're so awesome. But we're also going to talk about some of the things we can do to continue to improve. In general, a couple of things. One, I would love to have some feedback from everybody today at some point of what of the meeting today was of value to you, right? Because whatever that is, I want to make sure we keep delivering it, right? I've been a team leader long enough to know that there's the possibility that this is the fullest this room will ever be. Because we're going to like, hey, who's this new guy? Let's go meet him, right? And if we deliver great value, the room should actually get fuller, and we should have to move off-site, right? So that would be my goal, but we've got to deliver the value first. So please, if you would, give us some feedback. Hi. How'd you sneak in? Changed your hair color. That's how you did. B. Knowles at KW. BKNOWLES at KW. Just like Beyonce, in case you forget it. Beyonce joined, that'd be her email, but I already got it. Okay? We ready to get going?
Yes.
Yes, please, Brad. Anytime would be great. Right? All right, here we go. So tell me something good. Somebody's got to have something good going on, a win, an exciting moment, maybe something that you saw somebody else in here do. I'd love to hear something good from some people. Talk at me. Yes!
I want to introduce somebody that we won't tell him everything about what we did. This Ron Hutchins is a legend. He and I worked together for 15 years. Seemed like 30, but it wasn't that bad. And he just hung his new sign in his new office at Orr's Island. You know
Orr's Island.
Yeah.
Mega agent office for Keller Williams Realty on Orr's Island. Love it.
Don't tell them everything about us, is what you said. That's correct. And I
Right.
won't later, okay? But
Yeah.
he's great. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Give me another one.
I'd like to hear it from Kathy Manchester, who has made my life awesome.
And Kathy is in an OP class today. So she's doing that, and she's in Texas tomorrow, next week doing tech training. I just came back from Texas last night on tech training, and this is, it's a fast-moving business. We're going to learn a little bit more about that today. So, but thank you, Dottie. Yes, sir.
Du Bois Realty Group sold one of my condos in Lewiston, cash offer in less than a week, and I want to thank them.
Love it. Love it. Hello.
Hi, Brad.
Hi. Good to see you.
I just wanted to thank, I don't think Amy's here today, Amy Cartmel, but I just had a phenomenal negotiation with her. She's just a class act, no drama, just was lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Love
Love it. And I will say this, a theme to the coaching that I do, the consulting I do with agents is that's exactly how we should do it, right? We should be removing the friction, not adding friction, right? But that's our job. Our job is to find a way to make it happen. Hello.
Hi. We referred a number of commercial properties to Kevin Fletcher and his
We
amazing
got a little
team.
thing going.
Oh, we got a little thing going on here. Yeah. Don't tell Brian.
And he had them all, it was, I forgot the number of properties, but he had all under
14.
contract. 14 properties under contract in a week.
So you had to buy a condo. You had to buy
I think you got a little dinky condo in Lewiston.
That's right, yeah. Thanks for the 14 commercial listings. Yeah,
But I
nice.
can tell you the value of having a great commercial broker to represent it was completely out of our wheelhouse, and he took amazing care of it, and it's just so amazing to have someone in-house that we can just say, set it, forget it.
Yep, and it gets done.
Yep.
Love it. Give me a couple more. Yes, sir.
George Foreman.
I just went on my first listing appointment yesterday.
Come on! I'd bet money that 80 to 90% of the agents in this room, no matter how long you've been in the business, remember your first listing appointment. Is that true? He doesn't. Yeah, but that was
Dead on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh? Yeah.
ERA flip chart.
Oh,
The
nice.
ERA flip
Oh,
chart,
nice.
and I flip it over, and what they were looking at was on the back side of this one, and they told me what to say.
There you go.
My first one was a pig farm.
Pig farm. Nice.
Thank
Nice.
you, Donnie, for the referral.
Was outside her wheelhouse. That's yeah. She wasn't knowledgeable about the pig farm, so yeah, good, love it. Well, Mark, you remember mine? It was a 14-lot subdivision.
I do.
First listing, like I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea, but it was. Let's
If you
get
don't
going.
know Brad, by the way, I was team leader for Brad. Brad was an all-star in our, and he was the first agent at CAP, not knowing anything except for using the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Blueprint. And he capped in how quick?
First year.
$6 million in your first year.
Yeah.
A little over $6 million
Yeah.
in Lewiston, Auburn.
Lewiston, Auburn.
In
Yeah.
in a tougher market than today.
Yeah. That's
Well
true.
done, Brad.
Well, we had great leadership at the time, so it was it was a huge help because there was no shortage of moments in the TL's office of my wife who worked with me crying, going, "How do we do this?" I remember sitting with Dottie Bowe, going like, "Okay, so you get out of real estate. What are you going to do? You brought in 140 grand last year. Where are you going to get a job in Lewiston, Auburn that pays 140 grand?" Like, oh, I guess I'm sticking with this. Yeah. So we get it. It's a struggle, right? It's a battle. Every single listing appointment is a frickin' battle, right? But we learn from them, and hopefully you guys have experienced it and will continue to experience it. The whole staff is here to help you. Your whole ALC is here to help you. I know we have some of our ALC members in the room. If you're on the ALC, please stand up, if you would. My ALC members, I know you can do it. Thank you. Appreciate it. See you again. They reluctantly stand up because they know I'm going to say they're a resource too. Okay? That's one of the things that they signed up for, right?
Right.
Right. Thank you. I have to pay her $20 to say it. Yeah. So awesome. We'll keep moving. Thank you so much for sharing the good stuff. All right, here we go. Shaver Douglas, where are you, sir?
I'm here.
Hello.
Up first.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'll give my quick testimony
All right.
because I've used you guys back in Lewiston, Auburn.
Yes, back in the day.
We did a lot of closing. That was what, Phoenix back then? Was it Phoenix title?
No, it was still us.
Oh,
no,
Stewart.
No, but I wasn't there. So we took over their
Right.
space when they
That's right.
disappeared.
That's right.
So
When
they're out of
Phoenix
there.
when Phoenix went away, you guys showed up.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of deals together. And it was a
Yeah,
breath
so
of fresh air.
There's always a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
So.
Well, tell us what we need to know. Teach us something if you would.
So, just as always, thank you everybody for your continued support. We've had such great luck with you guys this year. We really appreciate you just come reaching out to us. I see Ann smiling. Yeah, that one's finally closing, it looks like. There's been some challenging deals this year. But yeah, we specialize in problem deals. It's not by intention, it just seems to happen. So one thing I will always say is feel free to reach out to us as a resource also. It doesn't have to be our deal. If you're on the listing side, we're always there for advice. If you just have random real estate questions, both John Kirk and I, and now we have Melissa Donahue as a new attorney, well, new to us, but joined us. we're a resource for you guys. We're Title Geeks. We like those random questions, so feel free to reach out. But thank you guys for everything. Just always, communication when things change is always helpful. Just so we know ahead of time, so we can deal with those curveballs that your clients throw you occasionally. So thank you, everybody. So.
Who are my newer agents in the room? You've been in the business less than 6 months. Raise your hand. Great. Be proud. Yeah, we were all there. Awesome. One of the hardest things I find as a brand new agent, what's your name? Matt.
Matt DeShaney.
Hello, Matt. Brad Knowles. Nice to meet you. Yeah. As a new agent, one of the hardest things to do is to build that roster of professionals that are your team, right? Like title, inspection, mortgage, insurance, all of these things. These are critical, right, Ron? Yeah, they're critical. We don't get the job done without all of those affiliate partners, no matter how good we are as an agent. So one of the things that we've spent years building and curating for you at KW is a list of those professionals. You just met one. You can go in deal one with confidence, right? You already know these guys are going to get it done for you, right? And they're going to communicate with you, and they're going to help make sure that the deal gets done, right? Yeah. So all of our newer agents, you're going to meet some of our people today. Maybe you've met them before, but that's why they're here. We only stay in business with people who get the frickin' job done. And I will tell you, I've used every single one of them personally, okay? They've done my mortgage. They are my insurance. They've done my closings, okay? So I just want you to know that, have confidence in that as you get to know them and use them as a resource, okay? Thank you. All right, what are we talking about here? KW in the news. So this was huge. I mean, if you guys have been paying attention to some of the KW stuff, ranked in the top 10 of Forbes America's Best Employers for Women 2019. How cool is that? Right? I know a handful of them, but I can tell you a story about her right here. She was a newer agent in Hartford when I was the team leader there, Hartford, Connecticut. Was working to build a team. He really engaged at a high level in learning that process. At the time it was called Recruit Select. Give me my old timers who remembers Recruit Select. Yeah, all the gray hair, I see it, yeah. Some of you diet, I know, yeah. But learning the process of how to hire, how to train, how to keep people, all that kind of stuff. And we spent hours together, Amina and I. We spent hours together on her team, developing, doing that stuff. Fast forward a few years. She's now a MAPS coach. She's now the team leader for that office, and she has a team, right? And she transplanted here. I'm going to say the wrong, it was, it's not Jamaica. Forgetting the name of the country.
What the
No. Trinidad. That's where it is. She's from Trinidad. First generation here, moved here when she was like 18. Right? What's your excuse for not being successful in real estate? Right? She's a 6'1" black woman from Trinidad selling in the crackerest, most cracker freaking place in the United States. Freaking Hartford. Right? Insurance capital of the world. Crushing it. Okay? I want you to just remember her face. You can do it. You can do this. It's going to take time. You're going to have a lot of scraped knees. Okay? You are. There was many a tearful conversation we had, but it's worth the effort. Okay? You can do it. And that's one of the things I love about this industry. I don't care what your ethnicity is, what your sex is, what your background is. Real estate is a key, a path to the American dream. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes. It's up to you to take advantage of it. KW, your MAPS coach, like you name it, we can't do the push-ups for you. You still got to do the push-ups. But we can unlock the door to you. Dang it! Yeah. All right, let's talk about our numbers. So, what are these numbers here? Does anybody know what they're labeled? You don't get the answer. I almost heard it. Wow, we have problems with phones in this corner. Okay. Let's all silence them as we shout. Is that all right? We do that, we silence them? Who here's taking a class with me? What do I actually normally ask you to do? I'll be nice on the first day. In the future, we'll just turn them off. Okay? But today we can silence them. So what is this? What is this?
Lore.
The lore. What does that stand for? Language of real estate. There's some KW specific language, true?
Yes.
Right. This is the non-KW specific. Listings are freaking listings. Units are units. Doesn't matter whether I'm flip charting it with ERA or I'm KW. Right? This is the language of real estate. So how we do it? Our market, right? Month over month versus year over year, we're up. The green ones are where we're up big time. Listings taken up 32%.
That's awesome.
Who's feeling, is anybody in this room actually feeling that you're up 32% on the listings? A handful? Yes? Yeah, I know you are. Yeah. 20, how many last month?
25.
25 listings in a month. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Now that also may be a sign of what? Yeah, you were about to, you said it, right? Shift. Yeah. Little shift. Also keep in mind, this is month over month, so it's a smaller amount of data, right? So let's not get too crazy. But year to date over year to date, it's still up 7+%. Okay? So great stuff there. And then the listing taken volume going up. The listing taken volume outpacing the listings taken tells us what? Higher price point. Who hates that? Raise your hand. Damn it, yeah. Oh, I hate those 500s. Yeah, right. And then look at here, it's the listing sold volume. Not only are we listing more of them, not only are we listing higher price point, but we're also doing what, John? Selling them. We're freaking selling them. How cool is that? Right? Because the part of the story that Mark didn't tell you is, yeah, I was able to sell a bunch of stuff up in Auburn, but as you well know, we had to carry how many listings? 80. I was a slouch, only got 50. 50 listings. Get the listings and sell the listings. That's the game, right? And we're going to talk more on the listing front today. Are we still making these slides available for everybody and blah, blah, blah? Yes, cool. So some of this stuff we're going to kind of move through, all right? But just know you can access all of the information, and who would be able to tell us where to do that?
They will be on the Market Center intranet under the documents section. It says all partners meeting. They're alphabetically listed. We can't change that, so don't look in order chronologically. They're alphabetical.
They're alphabetical, okay? All right, by month. Perfect. Now let's talk about this against our competition. Now I will tell you this. I love our competition. We don't get to be who we are without great people to co-broke with, right? So don't ever take anything I say here as a knock against any of those great companies, because it's not meant to be. It's just that here's where we are. Right now we're ahead, so it's a lot of fun to talk about. I will tell you, I will always post these numbers whether we're ahead or not, okay? Just so you know. So KW Maine, 1,600 units year to date. Our closest competitor, Beam Group, Lovely Blue Signs, 1,200. Who's getting more done?
We
are.
Yeah, we are. It looks like Better Homes and Gardens is actually ahead on units, but behind on volume to Beam Group, right? We're on pace to do close to 1.2 billion in sold volume.
Awesome.
Yeah, and 3,000 plus units, right? 3 years in a row with the billion plus, right? So, my newer agents, right? Sometimes you might get a question about your experience, correct? Yeah. So, the beautiful thing at KW is, who do you get to lean on?
Everybody else.
The office numbers, but yeah. But the broader answer is
Everybody else.
everybody else. We already picked on the ALC, but I'll ask it this way. Who here is willing to help a new agent in this office? Please just raise your hand. Oh, just all of those people. And I just saw every one of our vendors raise their hand as well. Okay? These are your numbers. Because you get to lean on all 3,000 units. You get to lean on all 1.2 billion in production. You do 1.2 billion. And I would say it in kind of a, I don't know, we're doing like $1 billion plus. Is that the kind of experience you're looking for the brokerage that you hire? Just kind of as a, no big deal. No big deal, right? Just another billion. Right, love it. This one is the one I would like you to monthly tattoo on the inside of your eyelids. Right? Just want you to do that for me, no big deal. Right? Small commitment. Why would these two numbers be important? Say it again, bud.
Sell quicker, sell higher.
Yeah, all we do is sell them quicker and for more money. Yeah, so again, just as an off the cuff, we only happen to do $1 billion plus, and oh, by the way, we always sell it faster, and we always sell it for more money.
Sign here.
Sign here, press hard, 3 copies, right?
They don't know what that means.
I was gonna say.
You do. They used to be carbon copy and you had to push hard, right? I couldn't believe it when I went to Western Mass, and that's still what we use. We bought carbon triplicate forms from the board, and that's how every deal was done. I'm like, I come from Maine and we're ahead of you on technology? How is that possible? How is that possible? We're almost twice as fast. Does that make a difference to your seller?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day that clicks by, they begin to question, they begin to get nervous, they start adding emotional stuff to the transaction. True?
True.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to have to lower the price.
And they know the price is going to have to lower. They know it's going to have to lower, right? 100% versus 95. Based off of our average sale prices, that works out to what? Ish.
10 grand.
Yeah, depending on your price point. I know for John it's at least 10. For some of us, maybe it's only 5. If you're okay walking away from 5 grand right now, please raise your hand because I'd like to talk after the meeting. 5 grand matters, yes? It matters to every seller. It doesn't just matter to the one, to the $150,000 seller. It matters to every seller. 5 grand is 5 grand. And we're making a difference there, yes?
Yes.
Okay. These are numbers I would encourage you to communicate to everybody you come in contact with, right? Have this be part of the listing conversation. Make sense? Love it. Ooh, so a little tech update. Ready for a little tech update?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just got back from Austin last night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I know. I pull it together. Right? Right? It takes a lot of work, this piece of eye candy. It takes a lot of work. It takes no work, and it shows. Yes. The design templates that are now in Command, which have only been live for a short amount of time, right? This is new. Got to meet with the lady who's in charge of that whole division yesterday. I'm not the most tech-savvy guy, right? I'm more of a relationship builder than a tweeter, okay? In the class, I built a Facebook post ready to go in 3 minutes. Templated, professionally designed, customized, and oh, by the way, not just Facebook, but about 8 other platforms, half of which I'm not even on.
Yeah.
The stuff's there, exactly. It's there, it's ready to go. So I want to have a conversation on the tech front in general, okay? I will tell you myself, and working with the Manchester team, we were having conversations monthly on where are we at with Command, how much effort should we be putting in, all that kind of stuff. And the metaphor I would use, honestly, with the team and with other people that I coach was, let's let some other people die on the beach. Let the early adopters go through those pains. It's not functional enough yet. We're going to put so much time and effort in that we don't necessarily going to get the return. I can tell you with confidence, it's time. Does that mean it's perfect?
No.
No.
Nothing else.
No. Nor will it be. It's still going to be bumpy. However, there's value there right now. Right now. And for most of you, you could be saving money right now by engaging in that online stuff instead of maybe paying a virtual assistant to design that stuff for you, right? Maybe you've got a different CRM product that you're using that costs you $50, $100, $250 a month. I would say in the next couple of months, you could probably make that transition. They did 100 updates. They launched 100 updates while we were sitting in the room. That's the power of having the workforce we have on technology right now, okay? I thought we had 209 different countries.
And we own it all.
And we own all of it.
Yep.
And we're debt-free. Right? We've got the pockets to build it. We've got the commitment to build it. It's there. We need to start using it, okay? So, I would encourage you to start poking around, and I'm going to be living that journey right with you, because I wasn't poking around. And I know there's going to be stuff that's frustrating. But when I go in and I put Brad Knowles in as a contact, and I go, okay, let me see what I could send him, and I've got the opportunity to send a little custom thing in my neighborhood in Cumberland and blah, 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 and it's like, it's all there, ready to go. Like, yeah, that's a pretty sweet touch. That's a hyper-local, impactful to the person in your database, specific to them. Not like, well, these are all of my southern Maine people. Like, no, right? This is my South Portland neighborhood that I'm in. These are the 15 listings. That's impactful information to be sending monthly. Make sense? Yeah. And how much does it cost?
$0.
Yeah, that's the price point that I'm a fan of. I'm a real big fan of 0. Okay? So I will tell you, now is the time. Let's start playing with it. We're flushing out our calendar in terms of training. I know there's going to be some things we're adding. Heather, if you would. Well, I'll hold on to that. But yeah, you're going to see more and more stuff on it. And again, my approach is always, it's got to be workable and beneficial for you guys. That's what it's got to be. So the more and more and more those pieces are, and they're ready to go, and they're ready to implement, then we're going to be talking a lot about it. Because I know it's going to benefit your business, and I know it's not going to cost you anything, and for a lot of you, it's going to save money. Okay? Yeah, and like seriously, like the updates are crazy. The design one from the previous slide, 400 plus templated designs ready to go. And they've got just like, oh, you want to do a social media one? Great. Click the social media thing. Click the platform you want to put it out in. Click the template you want. Customize it. Send it. The only thing that kept me from sending it was I don't have the logo for KW Greater Portland. So I couldn't do it and be in compliance because I don't have it because I've been in the job for 14 and a half minutes. It's the only thing that kept me from doing it live in the classroom. Right? You all already have it because you're already building your flyers and stuff. You could have sent it in 3 minutes. Drop the face, drop the address, drop the thing, put in your little custom, this is why we're special, right? Done, out the door. Too cool for school. Oh, Academy, talk to me. So, Tamika, Bart, come on up. We have a cool class coming, yes? So,
yes.
1031 Exchange, you guys are sponsoring this class. It's Friday,
And
and it's
we
here.
need people.
Yep.
We need people.
The time is 1 to 3. Anybody here ever done 1031 Exchange? Great, we've got a handful in the room. I'm going to pick on you. If you don't know what you're doing as an agent in a 1031 Exchange, could you get in some hot water fairly quickly?
A lot.
Oh, yeah. Because a 1031 Exchange as an investor allows me to do what?
Avoid capital.
Avoid capital gains now, delay the tax implications from the sale of a property. I sell now, I don't pay the gains because I reinvested in what? Another property. Do you have people doing that from time to time?
Yes.
I want to sell this one, that's my, of my portfolio, I'm gaining the least on this, I've got an opportunity over here, I want to sell here, I want to put here, right? So what's our capital gains tax rate right now? Ish. It's about 25%. So if I have a $100,000 gain and I screw this up, how much do I have to write to the feds? $25,000. Or if I work with an agent who knows what the frick they're talking about, I save $25,000 and I defer that to typically a time in my life where I'm not making as much money as I'm making right now because I'm retired. Or maybe it goes into a trust or something like that where I never experience the tax gain at all. True? Yeah. This is important. My new agents, raise your hand. Keep them up high. You should be in this class. You should be in this class. It's only a 2-hour class, and I will tell you, it's going to teach you enough stuff that you can now walk out and speak in confidence with what you're getting into when it comes to a 1031, right? As a new agent, we didn't have this class, so Brad has 3 books at home on 1031 exchanges that I had to frickin' read. Tell us more, Tamika.
So the reason this class is even coming to the Market Center is because, and Eric is in the back there, so I have to give dual credit here. We've been working with the Education Committee and trying to bring classes that are of substantial value. We get questions on 1031 exchanges all the time. And a lot of times I'm on the phone with Eric at the same time, and we're doing the best we can to answer the questions, but not necessarily the one to truly advise all of the necessary pieces to pull it together properly, legally, and to avoid any ramifications. Therefore, the thought was one night when someone called me on this, how do we get one? And so this gentleman from First American is coming. He really wanted 30 people in the class. He's traveling to do it. He is extremely knowledgeable, and it is a 2-hour class that everyone will gain something from. I have some people coming that aren't realtors but want to learn. So I highly recommend that everyone try to get to the class. You will have a question. People are buying cash, people are investing, people want to reinvest, and it will be a huge benefit for all of us. So while you guys are probably going to dial for dollars or do some time blocking, anyone going to call people today, anyone going to try to get new business, this would be one thing, in my opinion, a reason to call. You know, that's the other thing is rates are low. What does that mean for all of us? It's great news, right?
Prices are high.
Yeah. So the other reason you could potentially reach out to your sphere and folks that you're working with now is to tell them that. If you worked with anyone the last couple of years, it may be a great opportunity for them to refinance. Rates are way better than they were. So reach out. And
we were talking almost a point off.
well, in some cases it could be, yeah. And what happened with that? Values went up, right? So people who had mortgage insurance, we're seeing it come off. We're getting appraisal waivers. We have 7 or 8 of the 27 refinances we have that have appraisal waivers. No appraisal needed.
Removing MI.
And removing MI. It's like, it's kind of mind-boggling that we're here, so we need to capitalize on it. Reach out to people, have them call us. It is free. We do not charge to do a pre-approval. We do not charge to give them a true rate quote. We can put the address in and determine whether or not we need an appraisal within 20 minutes. So that would be a great reach out. And then we'd truly like to ask everyone in this room a favor. If you have someone you've worked with in the past couple of years or anyone else that you can think of that we worked with, if you could pass along their information to us as well. In our move, we lost our database, including every phone number off of our phones. And so we're in a disadvantage in this market because we can't reach out to people. So if you know of anyone that we worked with that could benefit from a refinance or just a rate check or even just to loop us back in this atmosphere, it's a great opportunity for us to ask for that favor. It's to reciprocate and give those names back to us so we can do some dialing ourselves. Anything else to add?
No, you actually touched. I wanted to talk about refis.
Sorry.
You stole it. Interesting niche that just came out on, I saw it come across for something that's been a challenge in our world for quite some time is Airbnb income. So now we have an outlet. Granted, it's not a conventional conforming loan, so the interest rates are going to be a little higher. But for those who are looking to be able to buy an investment property or something and able to capitalize now on using their Airbnb income, as long as we have a 12-month history, we may have an outlet for that now, because that's been a great challenge due to the variable amount of income each month on Airbnb. It's been something that's frowned upon in the past in our world.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity.
But just coming around. So a lot of good things, and that's it. And welcome back, Brett. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Question for you. Steve, can you speak a little bit to why you think appraisals are now being waived more than ever?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. As we all have database, the two government entities that manage us all, Fannie and Freddie, they keep a huge database. And as properties transfer, sell, buy, transfer property, there becomes an influx of appraisals into the system. And when we rolled out a few years ago how there was a quality check that's done on all appraisals now, a UDAP or an SSR, people call it different things. The government requires banks, all banks, no one is benign, no one is out of this process, to upload the appraisal into this database, either Fannie or Freddie. It goes through a quality control review and it's basically looked at and it's scored. So if it scores high, it's a higher risk, so out of a 1 to 5. And therefore, if it scores a 5, it needs a review. Long way of telling you this because I wanted to explain that. So that database is then kept internally. And someone who bought 2 years ago had an appraisal, that's now in the system. And unless I'm trying to say it's worth $100,000 more, there's already something in the database to pull from that says, oh, there was an appraisal recently, this may value, this is waived. Now, it could also be that there was a house on the same street, cookie cutter, very similar, and it was just transferred, so that's enough to support value. We're seeing it in condo projects a lot now. We're seeing it across the board on just stuff sometimes you're like, whoa, that's a 90% loan to value purchase, I'm getting a waiver. That means there was something that closed similar in that project or on the same street to support the value. So, it's the big eye that's watching us all. So, but it is definitely helping, and it's helping us win because, I mean, we have 2 loans this month closing, one in 15 days and one in 14 days. Wow. So,
just underwrite.
Yeah, just underwrite and done.
And they save hundreds of dollars a month forever.
That's right,
That's
Brad.
all we're doing for them.
Yes.
That's all, they save hundreds of dollars a month.
Where's the class team?
It's here, right here.
In this one?
Yep.
Right here, 1
Yep.
to 3, you get CEUs.
Yes, 2 credit hours, yes,
Bada
right
bing.
here.
Open bar?
Later, that's later.
Right after the class. Thank you for that question, by the way, because to me that highlights, this is why we're in business with these two. You get it?
Yeah.
Like, who else has that knowledge to go that deep to go, oh, it's because of the big data that they're doing, and like, I had no idea. All I know is all of this is going to move quicker and it's going to cost me less money. Because an appraisal is going to cost me hundreds. If they've got to do a broker price opinion or something like that, it's going to be half, or maybe it's gone completely. We just saved the client more money. You follow? It's why we're working with these experts. Awesome. Heather, come on up. Welcome Heather for me, everybody. And we have some news about your position, as it were. Some know, some might not know. But the big news that we have going on is that Heather is now strictly in charge of training and technology training for Keller Williams Realty here in Maine. So,
Whoever knows that that's my first love is education. All right, so we have
What do we got?
a lot of things scheduled for the rest of this month. We have today at 12:30 we have team building, master your value proposition. Kate Manchester, that's going to be an awesome class. Where's Kate? Probably preparing for the class. Advertising clinic in Auburn. If you want to take that class tomorrow, please, please, please go to KW Connect, go to the calendar, and sign up, because you need to bring all of your advertising, samples of everything to this class. Tom will be there. He will sign off on anything that is compliant. He will tell you how to make anything that is not compliant to keep you out of real estate jail and keep you from having to pay hefty fines. And keep Kathy from having to call you. All good things. Kathy's a wonderful person, but you don't want that call. Who approved this sign? All right. Friday, we already talked about that CEU. I get calls from people all the time. When's the next CEU class? When's the next CEU class? Here it is, guys. 2 credits, free, right here. As you look down, Tech Tuesdays, those are days that we spend looking at our new technology, how to use it, what to do, how can you best use it for your business. We don't want to use things just to use them, but how will it help your business? Really great thing, bring your listings, have some
when's that
pizza,
one?
share. That is Friday the 19th at noon.
So cool thing about that one, and a thank you to Melissa and team who had an ice cream social recently. Melissa came to me and said, hey, not for nothing, but I got a bunch of leftover ice cream and toppings and all that kind of stuff. So Pizza and Promote will next Friday be ice cream and toppings. I don't know. I never figured out the wordplay with ice cream. It's going to be over in the Market Center. I think we're doing it in the PC area, in the cafe area. So this is the time to promote that brand new listing that you are going to get, sir. It's time to promote it to all the other agents, because we already know that works. Co-broking within the house works. So, sorry, Heather.
That's okay. 2 more really important classes. Millionaire Mindset with Mark Richard.
Woo-hoo!
Make sure you're there. That is going to be an awesome, awesome class. Staying in your millionaire mindset. And last but not least, Economic Update with Leanne and Holly. That class is going to go over more local numbers rather than this is how we're doing state. They break it up. They make it understandable. They do a great job. So come to these classes. They're here and they're free. Oh, who does not know how to get to our calendar? Our current calendar. It's on KW Connect. There are 2 ways you can do it. You can go to KW Connect and then Dottie? Dottie's class.
Tips on
Friday's
negotiating.
class. Oh, I'm sorry. Tips on negotiating in Auburn. Another class in Auburn. And Portland. And in Portland. All right. Good.
We're everywhere, people.
We are. But I want to make sure that people know that we're going to Auburn now. We're going to Brunswick. We are today after 3:30. I'm going to be in Saco doing some tech stuff. If you have printers that you want set up in, print drivers set up in Saco, I'll be there. If you have tech questions, I'll be there this afternoon in Saco. So we're not forgetting the outlying business centers as well. All right? Go to the click calendar, or when you go into mykw.kw.com, on the bottom right, there's a little, your training calendar. You can't miss it. It takes up a good quarter of the page. Click on that, and there's our calendar.
So every month I have the privilege of coming up here and bragging on one of the coaching agents that's doing a really great job. And the reality is there's probably a dozen agents I could talk about today that are all doing fantastic. And so I had to come up with some kind of criteria to determine how am I going to choose one person every month. And so a part of the equation is certainly that quantifiable data. Who's showing up? How often are they showing up? How many contacts and appointments are they going on? How many closing tables are they getting to? And so then there's another piece of the equation, which is that those intangible qualities. What is their energy like? Are they just coming into work, or are they showing up for work? Right? How much value are they providing? And so the person I decided to select this week fits all of that criteria. She's at the top of the rankings in the PC program for units closed. She's got 5 units in just 5 months, her first 5 months in real estate, and she's on track to cap in the next in her first 8 months in real estate. In addition to that, she shows up to work. She's got this ability to build rapport and trust with people, both clients and agents alike, because she comes from sincerity and contribution. And I've seen her do it over the phone 1 million times. I've seen her do it with agents in the office 1 million times. And so, in addition to that, she's been building a brand. She has a background in marketing. She's done a phenomenal job building a local brand, and I know that you guys are going to see it for a very long time. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lindsay Buck. Oh, Lindsay.
Girl power.
There we go. I'm just reading something. Okay, so one more thing. Keller Williams, being the phenomenal training organization that we are, came up with a PC game book. And what that is my guide, my outline as to how to build a PC program. And so back in January, I studied this book and I implemented the practices. Basically what it looks like is provide daily training, provide daily coaching in the office. And so that's what I did. And it was going, okay. And then I started realizing that we have some unique challenges here in Maine. We have a lot of dual career agents, people who are looking to transition into real estate full time. And they still have responsibility to their family and to their children to make money in the meantime. Also in Maine, as you know, we have one market center for the entire state. So how do I provide training and value to agents located in Lewiston, Auburn, Augusta, Midcoast, Bangor? And so I'm excited to announce to you today the launch of our brand new online basic real estate school training program. And Daniel, I'll have you hit play. And here's what it looks like. An individualized portal that the agents log into. 185 training lessons available 24 hours a day, self-paced course. 15 different modules starting from the day that you get to Keller Williams, technology setup, lead generation, marketing, and then of course the nuts and bolts, working with buyers and working with sellers. And so I'm going to give you a quick example of what that looks like. You simply click on the video, and in this process you see my face up here in the corner, and I'm talking to the agent as they're watching my screen. And this particular item is a checklist that guides them through the entire buying process. And so as you see down here, I have an action item. Download this attachment and use it. To download, simply click the button, and now you open it on your desktop. There's no more looking for data. There's no more 10 different resources. It's all been consolidated in one simple spot. As you'll see over here, I go from the overview of working with buyers. Oh, classroom. That's what I was supposed to say next. It's basically me, so I have the desktop recordings. I also have me standing in front of a whiteboard teaching you a class. So if you can't make it to class on Tuesday at 3, no problem. Watch the video. I go through every step of the home buying process to include filling out a purchase and sale agreement. How do I fill out my first P&S and where do I get the data for it? I go through it step by step and so on through the entire transaction all the way to closing. I don't know what I do next in the video, so I'm just waiting. Back to modules. I think I'm done. So here's what I say. If you're a coaching agent right now, you now have access to this portal. It is time for you to take control of your training, take control of your future, do the activities, get the results, and build yourself a real estate career. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's not replacing the live classes that we're doing, correct?
Absolutely not. So every day we still
Exactly.
have live trainings.
Yeah.
And of course, I highly encourage people to come in for those trainings when they can.
Right.
We've revised the format a little bit to work along better with this so that it's a little bit more open forum. Rather than having one particular topic, I figure out who's in the classroom and what do they need to focus on.
Yep.
In addition to that, we still do one-on-one coaching, we still do group coaching, and of course I'm always accessible and Charlotte's accessible, phone, call, text, email, and in person for questions.
That's what we're swinging for. We're swinging for the fences on all of this stuff, all right? So let's dive into get more listings. Who could get some more listings? Who would like more listings? Anybody? Just the whole room. Thank you. And actually, I wanted, on my way over here this morning, I wanted to also make sure that I had another conversation. So, Scott, I'm going to pick on you because I love you. Does your business benefit when your team gets more listings?
Absolutely.
You damn frickin' right. Right? Johnny Boy out working, you're going to benefit. Right? That's how it works. So, who benefits when we get more listings? Everybody. Everybody, right? Have there been times where you've helped bring listings to the team?
Yes.
Yeah, right? That's how this works. So this is an everybody conversation. I know it's listing focused. I don't want my buyer agents who are on teams to snooze out, because there's going to be things that you can do to add more listings to the team, which benefits you. Going selfish here for a moment. John, talk to me.
6 double dips right now on the team.
6 double dips, and he's not talking about ice cream cones. Yeah, 6 double-sided all on the team right now. That's a good day. That's a real good day, right? So yeah, the listing conversation, whether you're a team member who focuses on buyers, you're an independent agent, you're just getting going, either way, the listings are the name of the game. Back in the day, we used to say what? If you can't
List the last.
Yeah, if you can't list, you can't last, right? We've got to be involved in the listing business. So here's what I want to do. I want to curate some additional value for you guys right now with who's sitting in the room in terms of what's working right now to get listings right now. So who's had some wins on that department? I want to hear them so that everybody can benefit from them. Don't be shy. Coat's coming off, lasts as long as it was going to last. Okay? You guys heated up the room. Yes?
Door knocking's working especially well this time of year, so I've gotten some under contracts from that, and it's going to be fun.
And who are you door knocking specifically, if you don't mind me asking? Not addresses, but like what types, what buckets?
Mostly my geographic farm, so I live in North Erie.
Yes.
So,
oh, sure, it just happens to be tight knit. Yeah, he's not door knocking Buckfield. Yeah. All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with Buckfield, right? Love
the
you,
only
Buckfield.
multifamily at Buckfield listed right now.
Nice, nice. So door knocking, we can do our fan, right? What else? Hi.
Work your database.
Hold up, pause. I want to stay on door knocking, and then we'll come to database. I won't miss you. What else could we door knock?
Expires.
I was gonna just tag on to this.
Go.
I was passing out some flyers for an open house this past weekend. I always do a minimum of 100, and one of the families that I spoke, I do the whole neighborhood. Lots of the neighbors come to those open houses, and then they will often say, "Oh, gee, could you come do a market analysis for me?" And I will offer that out to them as well. But I think one of the important things is I had a great conversation with a couple, both professionals, and they said, we really appreciate the face-to-face contact that you do with us, Mark, because this is such a high-tech world. People actually really like to have a conversation with someone and not just be online. And I think that really adds a lot of value. That's how I built my business over the years. People used to make fun of me when I started, and now I'm powering them significantly.
Dude, several years ago, Mark coming out of the stairs with the full-on floppy-eared hat coming back from door knocking in February. I'm like, dude, this guy's killing it. Who's door knocking in February? And I'd be willing to bet in February, people are going, come in, right? They're like, come into the house, you crazy, crazy person, right? So we can door knock our farm, we can door knock open houses. Mark already told us, man, do 100 easy, 100 plus, right? Here's the bonus to that, right? You're a real buyer, shows up to the open house, 10 neighbors are in the open house. Does the buyer know who's a neighbor?
No.
What do they see? They should see a lot of activity.
Yeah.
If they have a buying interest, what are they going to do?
Jump in and up.
They're going to take action quicker, right? We're gonna get them to action quicker. Make sense? Great. What else just on door knocking can we be doing right now on the listing front? I heard an E word. Expired maybe? Expireds. Who's been doing some of that? Talk at me. Exactly. Exactly. Because how many people are calling expireds?
A lot.
Everybody. Everybody's calling them, and there's 50, 60, 70 people in this room, I haven't counted, and nobody's frickin' knocking.
Most of them are KW agents calling.
And most of them are KW agents calling, yeah, because we're learning the lesson, right? Hey, I should be lead generating, I'm picking up the phone, I'm hitting it. You know what I don't have to find when I door knock and expired? Their phone number. How many expireds do you not get the phone number for? Just give me a percentage. 75%. So here's the challenge. The 25, 35% that we get the number on, everybody who's calling expireds is calling the same 35% of them. What percentage can we door knock? Now we've got to scrub that against the do not knock list, right? Yeah. I just go to the freaking door. Right. I just go to the door. And I go, knock, knock, knock. I will tell you, the most powerful script you're going to learn is this one. I don't care what comes out of your mouth after that. They appreciate it. You're face to face. You know how hard it is to say no to a postcard? I said no to the postcard. You know how easy it is to hang up on you? Hi, I'm calling about... But when this puppy dog face shows up, how the hell do you say no to that? It's hard. And in fact, they've gotten out of practice. There aren't that many vacuum cleaner salesmen going door to door anymore. People used to be good at saying no to somebody like, yeah, nah, They don't. People don't come to the door. This is a real opportunity, people. This is a real opportunity. Now, I can't say I did a lot of it, but at the end of my sales career, I started doing more and more of this. Here is my stat, my personal stat with door knocking expireds. When they came to the door, I got the listing. That was it. If I could get them when they were home and get them to come to the door, I got the listing. Every time. Is it going to take more time to do it? Because I can call a bunch, but I got to get in my car and I got to go and do it, right? But if you've got a much higher conversion rate, it's worth the time invested. There's no do not knock list. Follow? You get to hit 100% of them, not 35% of them. What else? Door knock. Give me some other examples. What can we do? Just sold. Great. Love it, Honda. Does it have to be yours? No. It can be who's just sold? David Banks. Anybody. David Banks, yes. Anybody. Right? Love it. Love it. What else can I door knock? Just listed. Just pending. Just change the freaking sign. Like anything that happens on a property anywhere.
I've got a buyer.
I've got a buyer. Right? How about this one?
Do you have to have the buyer?
What's that?
Do you actually have to have the buyer?
Not necessarily. No. Well, and here's a good one, right? Who here recently had a multiple offer on one of your listings? Raise a hand. Look at this. Look around there. Keep your hands up. Look around the room. Let's talk opportunity. Rick, I'm going to pick on you. How many offers on the one you were thinking of?
3.
3 offers, right? How many times can he sell the house?
Once.
How many unhappy buyers are there?
2.
How many of them want to live in that neighborhood?
3.
2 that don't now have a house, right? How many of them are ready to put in an offer today? 2. How many of them are pre-qualified? 2. Do all the houses around your listing know that?
They will this afternoon.
They will this afternoon, yeah. Yeah. This afternoon they'll frickin' know. Yeah. Just put your neighbor's house under contract. Here was the cool thing. We got multiple offers. I can only sell the house once. Who do you know in the area who's looking to buy, who was looking to sell? We might be able to put this together really quick, save on the marketing time, blah, blah, blah. Leanne, help me.
One thing we learned in the economic update last month
Listen up.
is homeowners have the largest amount of equity in history.
Largest amount of equity in history.
So that's why the economic update is a great class. One of the reasons. One of the reasons. Yes, and it's also taught in Brunswick and Auburn.
Love it. Love it. And that's been, I mean, Paul, you were doing that for years for the office, right? I mean, this has been something we've been doing for a long time. We used to talk about it in the old shift class about the agent being the local economic expert, right? That class is going to do that for you. True or false? I'm talking to my seasoned agents here. You've been around the block a little bit. We get a little lazy sometimes with this kind of training. True? Well, I'm too busy. I got 6 double-sided I got to deal with, right? So we get a little comfortable in our knowledge, but it's changing. And it changes quicker and quicker and quicker. So somebody who's gone on one listing appointment ever can come out of that class like an economic expert. Because I'm armed with the info. Does that make sense? Yes. Give me one more on the door knocking and then we'll move on. What else could you door knock?
I mean, obviously, FISBOs, yeah.
Bingo. Fizz McBo. Exactly. For sale by owner. Right? Can I give you my script for for sale by owner? No. Sounds similar to the expired script? Right? Here's my suggestion on the for sale by owner. Hi, my name is Brad Knowles. I work with Keller Williams Realty. We sell about $1 billion worth of real estate every year. I know that there are agents in my office that are working with a lot of buyers, and I'm not sure if your home would work for any of them, but I'd love to have an opportunity to preview it to see if it would. When would be a good time that we could set up a showing? Do I have to have any buyers to have that script? No. Who here doesn't have a buyer right now? Raise your hand. Just be honest. Raise your hand. You don't have one right now. Great. There's your script. I just gave you the script. Go preview.
We have thousands of buyers right now.
We have thousands of buyers right now. So here's a question for you. What do you do when you go to preview the house?
Ask questions.
Ask questions, yes. But what are we actually doing?
Building rapport.
We're building rapport. We're just previewing. What are they expecting you to do? Try to get them to sign something. So what are we not going to do? Try to get them to sign stuff. It's very unarming.
And they love it.
Right. They've got this, and when you're walking out the door, they're like, wait, why didn't you? I don't know, I'll be in touch with you. I'll let you know. I told you I was coming over here to talk about, preview the property, da-da-da. I have one question I want you to ask them. You ready?
Yes.
You got your pen?
I got my pen.
Great, yeah. One person, thanks. Just curious, why didn't you list your house with a real estate agent? That's it. Just curious. Why didn't you list your house with a real estate agent? Whatever they say is the what that you have to get over. Objection. That's it. There's only 3. You want the 3 of them?
Yes.
All realtors are blood-sucking leeches. I can do it myself. I sell cars. Why can't I sell a house? But the big one is what? Money, money, money! Yeah, it's money. Those of you who wrote down the question, I will have you write down one other thing. 808-9177. 808-9177. That's my cell phone number. You go knock on the door. You set up the preview. You do the preview. You ask the question. You get the answer. You want the rest of the script? Friggin' call me. Because here's the problem. You're not going to do the first step. How many of you are right now door knocking expires? Yeah. Now I've got 4. Good. Good. You got to take the first step. You can't wait to be 100% ready to take the first darn step, right? The first step to bold, we get them calling, don't we?
That's right.
They might, the ink on their license might be wet, and we have them call in their sphere the first day, right? Do we have to worry about how the contingency clause works on the thing? No. Right? That's why we got Joe. That's why we got DB. That's why we got staff. That's why we got ALC. Your job is to get into action quickly. Yes.
I was door knocking this buzz, and guy answered the door. He said, "Well, it's Keller Williams." He said, "I've been getting calls all week long from people at Keller Williams. I was wondering when somebody was going to show up."
Ooh.
I went, "Yeah."
I promise I didn't pay him to say that. I promise. Right? There isn't a problem about getting listings. This is going to be a little harsh. Are you ready? Just lean into it a little bit. Our problem is our activity. That's our problem.
Mic drop. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, we can leave 20 minutes early, okay? If we have a listing problem in our own business, we have to look at our activities around getting listings. That's what we have to look at. Right? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
I'll ask it again. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah! It's freaking on me. That's who it's on. If it's my business, it's on me. Yeah. Here you go. Just do these. I promised I'd come back. Talk to me about database. What can we do on the database side to get more listings?
I think as agents, you want to call people every day, but I think you also have to have a plan. And I just started with Outbound Engine, and I don't know if some other people use it or not, but they reach out to my people twice a month. They tell me who responded and who's interested. So in addition to the people that I'm calling them back and saying, hey, I understand that you might be thinking about doing something.
Hey, you heard from my guy.
I get calls out of the blue from people I haven't been in touch with for 20 years, I'm ashamed to say that.
But they're in the database and you've got this tickle happening.
Exactly.
Right.
So
And
that works.
Love it. Now, your database is how big?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's a lot of zeros, right?
Yeah.
Because we've been doing this for a while, right? Not your problem. How big's your database?
Very small.
It's very small. Yeah. 3 of them are sitting in this room. Yeah. I get it. It's okay, right? He doesn't need an automated system yet. He can open up his cell phone and call those 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 people. It's when you got to start calling 500, 600, 700 that we got to start looking at some different tools and different systems. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We can all do what Hannah just said right now. And it works, right? Like, Marnie, when you pick up the phone and you call your people, what happens?
They're excited to hear.
They're excited to hear from me. They remember that I'm in real estate. Bada bing, bada boom, I'm listing a house. Does everybody here have something they can do to go get more listings today?
Yes.
Was that helpful?
Yes.
Don't lie to me. I know better.
Very.
And I'm dead serious. And here's what I know, and I hate to put it out there, but I know this to be true. 2 of you won't call that phone number. 1 of you might. 2 of you won't. Please prove me wrong. I've taught that, I don't know, 100 times in New England. I haven't gotten 2 phone calls the 100 times I've taught it. Because they're not taking the first step. They're not door knocking the FSBO. Door knock it, preview it, ask the question, call me, I'll give you the rest of the script. And it's easy. It's easy. So don't be afraid. Okay? All right. Mega Camp. Who's going to Mega Camp? Who's already signed up, ready to go? Awesome. A few victims. Great. John, you've been a few times, right? Maybe a dozen. Give me one reason. I'm an experienced agent. Give me one reason I should be going to Mega Camp. Why are you going to Mega Camp?
One of many is referrals.
There you go.
Networking.
Yeah.
And no question of knowledge, and of course now more and more technology will be
Yep.
available. But the networking, we've had, Melissa, how many referrals have we had agent to agent recently?
Agent to agent referrals, how many recently?
Probably 10.
Just the 10. Yeah. Yeah. For a lot of us sitting in the room, that's more business than we've done this year. That's just the agent to agent. I'll share a quick story. Had an agent in my office, Kevin, you know Kevin, blanking on his last name. Kevin out in Western Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moore. Kevin Moore. Kevin Moore, I used to run the offices out in Western Mass. Kevin would go to Mega Camp, would go to family reunion. Always got a referral that more than paid for the trip. So the education was free. All that stuff was free. The last time I was there for the family reunion, I happened to be on the plane with him on the ride home, and I could just tell, like I could tell the energy, the guy was pissed. And Kevin's kind of a big guy, stand up for me. Yeah, that's Kevin. right? So you get it, like, oh crap, you know? 250 pounds of pissed, you know? So, like, dude, what's going on? He's like, you know what? Freak this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, it was good and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't get my freaking referral. You know, we're sitting in Atlanta, flying back to Bradley or whatever. I'm like, oh, dude, that sucks. Like, yeah, I know you kind of bank on that. He's like, yeah, I'm freaking done, Brad. I don't care what you say. I'm not going again. And I'm off the ALC. And like, wow. 2 hours later, we get off the plane. Kevin's got a big old grin on his face. And it's not because he's been drinking. Like, what's going on with you now, sunshine? Friggin' person I sat next to gave me a referral. Like, yeah, of course they did. Now, you gotta work it. You can't show up and just be in a pool all day, right? You gotta actually work it. If you haven't gone to Mega Camp and you want to talk about it, you saw the hands go up, and I'm also happy to chat about it. I mean, it is high-level conversation. My favorite thing of Mega Camp is Gary at some point in Mega Camp will always say, this ain't average camp. This is Mega Camp. This is for people really looking to grow their business. Really looking to grow it. And having that conversation. It's a high-level conversation as business owners. Okay? So I want to encourage you to check that out. Come on, Jeffrey! Talk at me, buddy. Allstate, quick testimonial if I may.
Of course.
I was came here in 2015 to be the team leader the first time. My family moved in with me around June because they had to finish up school, and we were in for maybe a week, and we had a like flash rainstorm. Do you remember now? Yeah, flash rainstorm because just that happens sometimes in June, right? Some pub couldn't keep up. Normally wouldn't be a big deal except all the shit we hadn't found a home for was where?
In the basement.
In the basement. So my first call was to my dad, hey, you gotta come help me. Bring the trailer. I got a lot of wet cardboard. My second call was to this guy. Jeffrey, so I know I've been with you for like 2 months as a policyholder, but what do we do? Said, take some pictures, let me know, I'll get back to you. I think it was within 3 days I had to check. No one even came to the house. And my rate didn't go up. Like, yeah. I will say this, that is the only time, the what?
Only time.
That is the only time that any insurance I have ever paid for ever acted like I thought insurance was supposed to act. I got screwed outside of my control, and insurance was there to cover me. That's who you get when you sign up with Allstate. Anything else? Yes.
When I met up with Jeff, we owned 10 units in Lewiston, and we were with a competitor, and I asked Jeff to, hey, give me a quote.
Give me a quote, buddy.
He saved me thousands in a year. So it's worth calling on.
And that's why she buys him lunch every Friday. Jeff, what do you got for us?
First of all, welcome back, Brad. Thank you for that awesome feedback. I don't have any pressing updates, but I will say this. I have stood in front of hundreds and hundreds of rooms over the course of my career and talked about how important it is to have the right kind of coverage and to review your coverage and have an agent that does that at least every year or two. I've always known that intellectually. I've never actually felt that as a client until a couple of weeks ago. Got into a really bad car accident. I've never had to file an insurance. I've worked in the industry for 10 years. I've never had to file an insurance claim. And I actually saw what it was like from the consumers, the clients' standpoint after being in a bad accident. As soon as I determined I was okay physically, my first thought went to my loan, my car, my bank account, and I knew, being my own insurance agent, that I was perfectly covered, I had gap coverage on my loan, and that everything was going to be all right. But I can only imagine what it would be like for most people who don't have an actual agent, who have Geico, or go 1-800 number. The experience would be completely different, and it would be a terrifying feeling to not know in the moment of the accident that you were going to be okay outside of physically. So I would just encourage everybody to chat with your agent, have them review your insurance, make sure you're properly covered, because insurance these days is sold, marketed based on price, but in that moment, I didn't care how much money I was paying monthly, like as long as I knew that I was going to be okay financially in the bigger picture. So, if I'm your agent, give me a call. I'd love to review it. If you have somebody else, make sure that they're checking in on you every year. But I mean, even if you have to call them, give them a call, have them review your stuff, because it's important when it actually happens to know that you've got the right coverage.
Awesome, good. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's going back to my newer agents, and maybe some of you that aren't that new. If you haven't bought or sold real estate personally, and you're in real estate, that's the experience that you're missing. I was telling the staff this morning about we were just sharing some thoughts in our morning staff meeting, and one of them that came up was that we're always handling two moves. Every time we help someone move, there's actually two moves going on. One is the physical move, right? When are we going to close? I got a truck full of crap, that whole thing. But then there's this whole emotional move. And I know it took me buying and selling real estate for the first time to begin to understand what that felt like. If you haven't done that yet, I'm not exactly sure how to get you that experience, other than to know we're not just handling a physical move. We're handling this emotional move as well. So I want to give you a couple of tips. Number one, make sure they understand the arc of the conversation in terms of buying or selling right up front. Okay? What I mean by that is lay out what the process is going to look like. If you go in for surgery, they do this regularly, right? Hey, the day you show up for the surgery, we're going to, put you in one of those funny little coats with the little hanging out the back, right? We're going to shave that area, and then you're going to meet the anesthesiologist. They're going to give you the happy gas. It's going to be a few out, right? They're walking you through what's going to happen. Do you know why they do that?
So you won't be terrified.
So I won't be terrified. So I manage expectations. It actually lowers the stress level for the person day of. Because when the anesthesiologist walks in, they've got this weird area of their body that's been shaved, and they're sitting there half naked. They're like, oh, everything's going the way it's supposed to be going. Right? So when they have a building inspection and they find stuff, sometimes it can be a major stress point, correct? Yes. But if I've already told them weeks before, we're going to do a building inspection, we put something on the contract, and I guarantee you we're going to find stuff. Because they always find stuff. Because there is no perfect home. It's okay. Here's the good news. It can all be fixed. I've never met a problem in real estate that can't be fixed. It's just who's going to fix it, who's going to pay for it, and by when. Right? So when the building inspection comes in and there's radon in the basement, they're not freaking out thinking my kids are going to get cancer, oh God. Like, no, this is fixable. It's just who's going to pay for it and by when. Make sense? So there's this emotional move that we've always got to keep in mind, okay? And I'm not sure how to get you that experience without having you hurry up and go and buy and sell some real estate. But maybe sit with some people that you really trust and honor their feedback and have a conversation with them. What did you emotionally go through the first time you bought a house? What was it like the first time you sold? What did you worry about? Just start getting some of that information, right? The other thing that you can do is make sure that they always understand what's next, right? Don't hang up the phone until they know here's what's going to happen next, right? Now, we're in a time right now with our listings where there aren't too many of those, right? John and I and a bunch of you remember a time where we had to have a lot of conversations for months about what's next on our listings because it took a long time to sell them. So sometimes what's next meant we had to review the current numbers and maybe we had to look at a price adjustment. That might have been part of the what's next conversation, right? If we're always helping them figure out what's next, what's coming, again, we help manage those emotional expectations. Does that make sense? Okay. No. Yes. Stand up for me because your voice is slightly softer than mine.
No, it is.
And talk to them, not me. Okay.
I'm sure a lot of people are doing this, but I am making a habit on all of my listings to strongly encourage my buyers to have pre-inspections. Because can it avoid so much when you have a multiple offer situation, someone comes in and offers that big price, they take it, and then they beat them up on the price.
Right.
If you have that inspection, you can coach them through, coach the other agents through. You don't have to have an inspection. So you end up waiving a lot of the things that could end up being heartache for your
Or you're
client.
communicating it, prior to the offer coming in. Saying, and I did that when I sold my house up in Auburn. Like, hey, there's arsenic in the water.
Yeah,
It's slightly over the state limit. We chose to be okay with that because we drink a lot of bottled water, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But we're telling you, and our price reflects the fact that it has this defect, right?
We do the same thing and have been for a while. We
Pre-inspection
also-
on a listing.
Pre-inspection on all of our
Yep.
listings, sewer line, radon, building inspection. We put a clause on there that the sellers have done a pre-inspection for the buyer's knowledge and convenience, and the offer needs to be, take all of those items into account. We are not expecting anyone to renegotiate on those items. Here's a list of items that we've remedied, and the other is just reflective on that. Put your offer in based on this. Do not come back with anything else. We have the initial by the buyer. The majority of people who are putting listings in, I just put offers on something last night. The buyer agent waived the inspection because they knew that, and I will have my client had one person just install the radon system, and I have the same person redo her entire electrical panel. And so the buyers can feel comfortable with that. It's very simple. I use the example, it's just like if you're buying a pre-owned car, they vacuum out the french fries and they tend to be items that need to get addressed. So it should eliminate all of those issues. And our market time is actually way less than 10, it's maybe 3 on most of our listings right now because we do all the footwork up front and that's what we do.
Perfect.
So.
And can I add, I showed one of
Yes.
Mark's listings recently and I had the inspection report with me. It was a great opportunity to educate my buyers at the same time, so it was great.
And the other piece is yesterday when we were looking at, we had 6 offers, we eliminated 3 off the bat, we looked at the other 3. There was, one was a little bit higher than another, and I went back to that buyer agent and said, your client could get this offer if they are willing to waive the inspection because we've already done it. Would you have a conversation with them? And I also went further and I said, I do not want your client to feel uncomfortable and back out later and say, oh, we've changed our mind, we're freaking out. If you think there's gonna be any way that they're gonna do that, we don't want you doing this.
Right.
Because, and they had a conversation with the client, they decided they wanted to keep the inspection. I said, okay, that's fine, we'll go with the other people, we will offer you a backup position if you'd like.
Love it. Love
Clear,
it.
direct.
Putting options out, right? Putting options. We started about 5 minutes late. Can I have 4 more minutes of your time?
Yeah.
We will fly through the rest of this. Here we go. Our business center updates. David, who is not here today with Presley, they're in Bangor right now.
Watching.
They're watching in Bangor. That's right. We're doing a watch session in Bangor. Hello, Bangor. Brunswick, Auburn, Saco, we've heard updates on all that stuff. We have moved the Saco space. There's a little bit of cleanup that's happening. We're down in Saco later today finishing that. But just understand that we're going to be spending a lot more time and energy making sure that value is delivered not only here, but also there. Now, I will say this. The vast majority of our training will typically be here, right? That's why we have this training center. Because hopefully you've seen it just from this moment here today. when I get a group of us together, there's value that comes from the group. We learn from Hannah, we learn from Mark, right? So if we're always teaching to two people, that doesn't work, right? So we've got to collect this together. All right, here we go. Head Turners Customer Service Ward, John Hatcher and the team. Come on. Do we have the thing? We do have the thing. Very nice. Very nice. Look at this.
You get a thing?
I got a thing.
You got a thing. You got to plaster the office with it. Spirit Award, here we go.
Megan, you have to come up here.
Megan, come on. Here we go. Quickly.
So Michelle is
Well, she's- yeah, she's-
a code enforcement officer,
Oh, okay.
permits after the fact.
I
So
love
she
this.
recorded this wonderful video.
Great.
I would like to thank Denise LaFrance for the honor of granting me the Keller Williams Spirit Award winner. Thank you so much, Denise. That meant a lot to me. When I was thinking about who I would like to honor this next month, one name kept coming into my mind. This is someone that I have had the pleasure of working with on several transactions this year. As a co-broke, they are professional, a great communicator, very clear, very fair, very time sensitive, timely, very comprehensive, and but as a person, there is a real kindness. There is just a generosity of spirit, and in doing these transactions, it has just been a pleasure. And I hope to do a lot more business with this person. I also think they are a shining example of the way I want to conduct myself with all my co-brokes. So I would like to honor Mark Guff this Mark, thank you so much for your class, your great communication skills, and really representing this company beautifully in all you do. Thanks, Mark.
And again, I mean, you saw it right here, right? Contributing, sharing with the group. Here's what's worked. Here's what hasn't. That's it. And of course, dogs are required.
Absolutely.
Head turners. We're going to run through these numbers quick. Top listings taken. Individual. Sandra Murray took 10 freaking listings. Stephen Chagoy team took 25. The Manchester team took 25. They left, so frig them. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But look at what's happening out there. It's awesome. Top head turns closed. Individual closed units. Boom. There is the list. Let's give them a round of applause. People are out there getting it done. Top individuals closed volume. Jen Jakes getting it done up in Auburn. Look at that list. Awesome. Let's move on to our teams. Top 5 closed units. Kathy Gallant Group, Cash Wiseman, Stephen Chagoy, Bisson, LeCount. Big round of applause. Top for the volume. Looks a lot like the same group. We got the Odd Couple in there. We got Lights House added on the volume side. Love it. Lucy and Tammy are the odd couple, yes. Yes.
They are. Guess which one's Oscar, which one's Felix?
There you go. Closed units. Manchester team, Matea, Scott, Sonny, Gage, Gillette, and the Markout team. Woo! Scott, Sonny, Matea group, Markout, 7th level, and the Manchester team. Way to go. And the number 3.
Whoa!
The number 3. You are now the number 3 most profitable Keller Williams office in all of Keller Williams. The office that's behind us has 1,000 agents.
Wow.
The 2 offices in front of us are significantly bigger. We are the only office in the top 10 that has any real positive net agent gain. And to me, that is a huge credit not only to Joe, to David, to Presley coming on board, but to Shannon. That is, I mean, talk about ending on a high note. This is a culmination of 3 years of work of building this company. So if you knew Shannon, if you know Shannon, some of you are new, you'd be like, who are you talking about? Drop her a text, if you would. Congratulations, you got us to number 3. Way to go, okay? Because that's not where she picked up. We are in great company. There are great offices. We know the leadership of almost all of those top 10 offices. They are great people. They are not slouches. They are gunning for us. I will tell you, the last time I came here as your team leader and left Hartford, they changed the slogan of that office to Kill Portland. When they heard that I was coming back into this role, they changed it just to Kill Brad. We can't kill Portland, but we can get that guy. So I need a lot of you to go to mega camp so I have safety and security around me. How do you say no to coming back to lead a group of people like you? How do you say no to that? How do you say no to that? You can't. You can't. Great ownership group. I mean, look at, you've got Leanne, Mark, and Dottie are all on the training calendar in the next 2 weeks. I've been involved with a lot of offices. That doesn't happen, just so you know. It doesn't happen. Okay? That's a high level of commitment from your owners, from your OP, Kathy Manchester, who's also your DB, and hopefully you see that from your staff as well. I cannot be prouder to be back here. Some of you are still brand new faces for me. I can't wait for that aspect of it to go away, and that way I can start making fun of you too. I know you felt a little left out. That's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'll make fun of everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving me a little extra time. This will be the last time this runs over. Appreciate you. Go out and get them. Thank you.